Hey everybody, it's Aaron Blaise, and welcome to another episode of Aaron's Art Tips. Today we've got a really good treat for you. I've been really blessed. I've had a really great weekend up here in Nashville, Tennessee, where I've been at the Pro Weekend with the Taught by a Pro guys, led by Tom Bancroft, my great friend for years and years from Disney. And we've also got Eric Goldberg over here,
Howdy.
who you guys might know from directing Pocahontas, and he also created the genie. And Tom created Mushu in Mulan.
What?
Yeah. Along with a whole bunch of other great characters that we worked
that?
on Lion King together. We worked on.
We did that segment with where young Simba and young Nala say, "Hey, let's go to the watering hole."
Wadaho.
I'm taking a bath. Yeah.
What's so great about the Wadaho?
Oh, I love that.
We were just talking about that on a trip up here. But you know what? We thought, the three of us, we never get into a room together. I mean, it's been years and years. I'm not at Disney anymore. Tom's not at Disney anymore. Eric is still at Disney.
Surprisingly, but yes.
Yeah. One of the few hand-drawn 2D guys that's still there. But we just thought it'd be a great opportunity just to give you a couple little minutes, some little bits of advice. And I thought, you know what? Let's just make it really broad. So I thought I'd ask these guys. There's a lot of young artists out there that watch my channel, and they're eager. They want education and there's a lot of information out there about 2D being dead, or some people want to go into 3D or whatever. The market is a weird place nowadays.
Yeah.
So what a young animator coming out of school comes up to you and says, "Hey, what's that one thing? What's the one thing you would tell me?
You're not
as a young artist."
You're not going to answer that, are you?
I'm not going. I'm going to let
You've
you
already
answer
done
for
that.
now.
Okay.
For now.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the advice that you don't often hear, which because you're going to hear great advice from Eric in 1 second.
That's what you think.
I'm going to give you the other side of it, which is empowerment. I want to see you as an artist take control of your art career. And I know when you're younger, and especially when you're inexperienced, it's a hard thing and a hard concept, I guess, to think about. And I know I didn't when I was younger, so I'm kind of passing this along to say how good you get as an artist is all up to you. Don't look to other people and other instructors or what art school you went to or didn't go to. The empowerment that I want to give you is to say that you need to seek out that information. All three of us grew up, we're old enough that we grew up in a generation without YouTube tutorials and Aaron's Art Tips or taughtbyapro.com or all the stuff that you have now at your fingertips online, but also all the great art schools. The art schools weren't teaching animation back when we went. They were just starting to. So you have this wealth in front of you. So I'm going to ask you not to come to us in particular and say, where should I go to school? Where should I... but start that process yourself. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to
Take
go
the bull
online,
by the horns.
but really take that bull by the horns and say, I already know I'm not good at this element of drawing, or I'm not good at this. I don't know Photoshop well enough. So you already know that. About half of what you need to learn or more, you already know. So go do that thing and put in the work and empower yourself to get better.
That's great. That's really good advice.
Just thought of it.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Eric?
Okay, well, mine might be a little more esoteric, but I think if you want to get into the animation field, the thing I would say most is observe and caricature. And that will serve you whether you want to be in hand-drawn animation or CG animation or stop-motion animation or anything. Because what you're really doing with your animation is you're communicating to people. You are showing them a character, a piece of animation, and they don't know you. They've never seen you before. They may never see you, ever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They don't know who you are, but your character needs to communicate to them.
Yeah.
You need to know how that character moves, how the character feels. And when you observe and caricature, first of all, you're observing all the little nuances and the big picture of how a creature moves, how a person moves, how a person moves when he feels a certain way.
Right. Yeah.
And then the caricature element is the art that you bring to it. It's pushing it further than what you could just see in a photograph and taking it to that next level where it's so gettable that everybody understands it. And I think that's the best, advice I could give.
Man,
Nailed it.
I can't follow that up.
You just better end it right now,
That's the
man.
best video on my entire channel now. Well, anyway, we just I wanted to make this real short and sweet, and I wanted to say thank you in front of the whole world here for such a great weekend. Tom,
Thank you.
Tom and I go back 27 years, and so 26 years.
Before you were
24.
born.
How can that be? You're only 28.
I know.
Thank you.
And Eric as well. I mean, we all three of us go back a long time, and so for me, it was really wonderful to see you guys.
Me too.
Likewise.
It was fantastic. So that's it. That's your episode of Aaron's Art Tips for today. It's really lucky to get these guys to speak, and I want to thank you guys for taking the time. So until next week, I hope you guys learned something, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks. Bye.
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 Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the red subscribe button down below. Spread the word. And also, if there's something that you're not seeing that you'd like to see, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot.